going to crown a champion of the Classic event. Thank you to Energy Transfer for bringing us this contest. Patterson, Brooks, Wanchuk, and Wright. That looks like the National Finals rodeo to me right there, guys. You didn't even have to go to Vegas to see it. All these horses they're going to ride have been there or they're going there. That's for sure. Kansas is up first. Weston Patterson on Yippee Kavitz of the Calgary Stampede, a 14-year-old gelding out of a world champion and graded coconut. Weston, fair down. Number 6 man in the world, having a signature season. Nicely done. Somebody has to set the bar. And Weston Patterson is the man setting it. 84 points in this final round. It can't leave him confident just because of the talent of the horses and riders yet to come. 84 for Weston in the shootout round.
All right, let's go for the 85. And I know this family in blue is going to try to do it for a 90. Ladies and gentlemen, the third-ranked man in the world today in the PRCA. 87.5 a moment ago. Why not go 88 or higher? No, I'm going to Chase Brooks. Chase Brooks. He's number 20 in the world. R. Watson, Ed Bishop. This is the horse they won a year ago this moment. They won first on this horse at Houston. Damian Brennan's been 91 on him. Oh, Mr. Watson, Mr. Bishop, well named after two important people. Now remember, the bar is set. We're at 84. Now we're going to beat it. Chase 87. Yeah. Put him up there.
It's a great spot to be, gentlemen, but there are two very salty matchups yet to go. The first of those two, Colby Wanchuk. He's got a national finals bucking horse from Sammy Andrews called All or Nothing. Ryder Wright has been 89.5 twice at the national finals on this horse. Damian Brennan has been 89 and 91.5 on this horse. The Sherwood Park Alberta Cowboy sits number 26 in the world. A win here would catapult him to yet another national finals berth. This sorrel horse has all the talent, so does Colby. Big rear out. We are kicking out the back. A Canadian cowboy on a Texas pony. Wow, what a ride. When you're trying to beat 87, it takes a great dancing partner. Half the score for how well the cowboy rides, the other half for how well the horse bucks. And it seems like this dynamic duo did very, very well on Championship Sunday as the numbers come in for the man from Sherwood Park, Alberta. We're trying to beat 87. How close are we going to get with Colby? We are awaiting the verdict as we enter it all in the system. Where are we going with Wanchuk? How about 88 points and a new leader?
With one man to sweat, the three-time and reigning world champion who's been here 9 times and never won this rodeo. This is the one and only Ryder Wright on the horse they call Mike Huncho. Survey bucket horse. Stays close to the bucket chute. Brothers shouting encouragement. And now, did I see an orange flag? I did see an orange flag. So let's watch the start of this. So it looks like the horse might have stumbled. Is that what happened? Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it goes down to his knees. And that means he's going to have to get on one of our re-rides, either Blackberry Brandy or Trenchcoat Charlie. And he's going to have to do that like right now. So we're going to have some work to do to get Ryder another opportunity. Casey Hart talking to him on the arena floor, and there's his younger brother. That's Stetson, who you'll see in the bull riding a little bit later. We've already seen Statler in the long round.
You want to see a family affair, Boyd? It's going to happen right now. I see two running for a saddle.
Oh, they scored him 88 points?
Really?
So even though the horse stumbled, they scored him 88 points. So there's a tie. And now that means there's going to be a ride-off. Each one's going to have to get on another horse. They're going to do the ride-off. And so these are really nice horses in the ride-off, folks. So Colby Wanchuk, rider right. And they'll determine which horses they get. And then they'll get their buddies to help with the saddle and the bronc rein and everything else. And we got us a showdown in the shootout. It's like a gunfight at OK Corral.
Yeah, and you got time to figure out how many bullets you're going to have to shoot back at. Stetson, he's thinking, all right, what do we know about these horses? Colby goes, I don't care, just run one in. This is interesting. We haven't had this happen in years.
So I'd be curious. Weston Patterson is with Janie Johnson. I mean, I wonder what he'd be thinking if something like this was happening right now.
Right, well, we're about to have a ride-off. We have Weston Patterson and Cade Bruno back here behind the buck and shoots. And, Cade, do you know what the ride-off horses are going to be?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mortician and Porked Up.
What is a ride-off situation going through when these guys are about to get on another one right away? They don't have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, I had a ride-off in Calgary last year with Zeke Thurston, and it's an exciting moment, but, you just get off a good bucker, and, you got to go right back to it. And the mindset, you just go do your job again and let the cards fall where they may.
Describe the adrenaline that comes like that with NRG Stadium in Rodeo Houston. It just doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah, there's rodeos like Rodeo Houston, Calgary, these ride-off situations, the crowd gets into it. Your adrenaline never stops. From the time you get off, you got to get on another one. I mean, your blood just stays pumping, and it's, that's kind of why we do it, this adrenaline rush. It just doesn't get any better.
Like you said, you've been in this situation before. What is the process like for these saddle bronc riders to load the next set of horses, get those saddles on? It can be a lot at once.
Yeah, that's what you got good buddies for. These guys running around back here helping get resaddled. Like I said, you just got to go do your job again, be loose and cool, and be ready to do it again.
Speaking of good buddies, I know you're back here because you're going to go help these guys, so I'll let you get to it.
Hi, thank you.
I appreciate that, Jenny. That was great content. Now, they flipped coins to decide who was going to get on what horse and who was going to go first and second. And I believe Ryder was going to go second is what was determined by the flip of the coin. Now, there are all the brothers. Statler. Something else you should know, their dad, Cody Wright, is a two-time world champion and a Rodeo Houston champion. And Ryder is going to be getting on Mortician of the Survey Company. These are really nice horses, folks. And Colby will be getting on Forked Up. These are jump kickers. What do we mean by that? No ducks and dives. We're not trying to buck you off. It now comes down to a spurring contest. Who rides better? It's not so much about surviving the horses as it is outshining your competitor. You know the Wanchuk family. His dad was a fabulous rodeo clown, right?
Oh, still is. Ricky Ticky Wanchuk. His mom, the first time I ever saw this kid at Cloverdale, British Columbia, he was 3 years old. They had him dressed up like a chicken, and he was in a comedy act. You think about the first time we saw Ryder Wright and all the Wrights talking about his dad and what he's done. Folks, they're no different than any of you. They just have a different career and a different mindset. When you think about the money that they've won, Colby Wanchuk's at $800,000. Ryder Wright's at $2.7. Colby Wanchuk, if you're going to give the money away, let's give it to him, the Canadian. And he doesn't have to worry about the exchange. Ryder Wright at $2.7. If he wins it, that'll get him closer to being at $3 million, along with the world titles and the gold buckles he's already earned.
So let's talk about the process of what you're looking at right now. He's setting that saddle on the withers of the horse in a position that's really important, because if you don't set it right, your saddle could slip. So deciding where to place the saddle on the withers of the horse is the first decision. For those of you who ever listened to the Garth Brooks song called Rodeo and heard the line, spurs and latigos. The latigo is that right there, that little piece of leather that he's taking behind his back cinch.
Andy, have you got your mic on, Andy?
I do.
Jump in here.
The other point that I think is very necessary to bring to your attention is the fact that there's a mental aspect of this too, right? So you're coming here planning on getting on 2 horses. Now you got to get on 2 horses in a matter of minutes. So you have to calm yourself back down and get into your routine. And we are seeing that routine right now, as you guys were pointing out how they set their saddle and those latigos and cinches. But they are getting some assistance, so they're trying to do this as quickly as they can. But you also have to go through that routine and make sure that you are ready to go do your job, because these are both national finals talents, right? These are the best of the best against solid horses, and I can't wait to see these matchups.
And Andy, it's obviously not any of them's first rodeo. And the thing that I would reiterate, they had a pretty good idea what the final 4 horses were going to be. You know, when you probably knew Ed Bishop was going to be in there, and All or Nothing, and Yippee Kabitz. And while they've seen these horses a lot throughout the course of their careers, I don't know how much study they actually put into them as to how they've been performing as of late.
Well, they can keep book. They can ask somebody that's standing right there by them. Have you seen this horse buck in the last 6 days, 6 weeks? Do you remember who did what on him? Thinking about it and doing it. And back to Boyd's Latigo there again. You don't want any extra leather flying around you when you're trying to reach and set your feet. Kate Bruno a moment ago gave us a great explanation of what he did at Calgary last year against Zeke Thurston, the world champion.
Okay.
You want some pressure? You're watching it.
Forked up's the horse. He likes to look out over the top of the bucket chute. That's a trademark of that horse. But if a cowboy wants to lift on his rein, he wants the horse looking forward. Okay? Colby Wanchuk, 28-year-old veteran. Here we go. Come on, kicking Kobe. Show off, Kobe.
Boyd, he did that like it was just an ice cream cone in his hand.
Like a rocking chair. Ouch. Yeah, like a rocking chair. Lifting on the rein, firing his feet to the front, turning his toes out before the front feet hit the ground. And the number comes in at 81.5. Again, we're not, on these 2 horses, we're not expecting 88s and 90s, but oh gosh, what a bad way to hit the ground.
That'll make you a lot older than you think you are at 28. You take that hit that many times, it starts to wear on you. All right, let's go and see what Forked Up has to offer. Or this is the Mortician has to offer. When you wear a blue shirt, which is common to the Wright family, Ryder, is this going to help him to cross the $3 million mark? Bronc riders that drool to win a third of that in a career.
Good mark out.
Don't miss the mark out, his brothers are telling him. I don't think you have to cue him on it. Set your feet, and he holds them 2 jumps. Oh, the Mortician is having him a day. Ryder right, he's having a day right there with him.
Mortician the horse, and now it's all in the hands of the judges. Who had the better spur ride for the 8 seconds? Horses were very comparable. And up to the judges to tell us what they like. There's the brothers Statler and Stetson cheering on their older bro. Waiting for the verdict. Oh my gosh. 87 points, and Ryder Wright has just become, for the first time in his career, a Rodeo Houston champion. 3 gold buckles. His uncles have won it. His dad has won it. His younger brother has won it. But this is his very first time. 65 for Ryder, 30 for Kobe, 20 for Chase, 10 for Weston. Let's go down to Jamie.
Ryder Wright, your first ever Rodeo Houston title, but you made a businessman decision when you decided to go for that ride-off. Describe the world champion mentality it took to be so strong through that ride.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just here to ride Bronx, and I'm glad it pays so good to do it.
You rode 2 Bronx excellently. We're going to take a look at this ride. It was definitely a big-time moment from the ride-off. Right here, this horse.
I had this horse in Nampa short round a couple years ago. I was 88 on it, I think, so I knew he was going to give me a chance if I just did my part, and luckily it all worked out.
You did everything perfectly, and you've won so much in your career, but your first ever Rodeo Houston title, where does that stack up?
Oh, right there at the top. All I can say is it's been a long time coming.
Ryder Wright, your Rodeo Houston champion.